Yeah, actually, we are rolling now.
Anyways.
Anyway, I'm Jesse,
This is Gabe.
and we are the B4L podcast, and we're back again with another bonus episode of a paranormal special, joined yet again by none other than the man himself, Scuba Steve Vasquez.
What's going on?
A whole lot of nothing. Caffeine and late nights.
Yeah, I need fucking caffeine right now because it is a late fucking night for me. Let me tell you, I am like 3 hours past my bedtime right now. Getting a little delirious here.
I also would once again like to shout out TJ for allowing us to use the program another time.
Buddy. Project Louder, baby. Woo!
Yeah, and the guys over there are amazing. Definitely check them out if you haven't. Again, there is a whole bunch of podcasts over there that, like, basically anything you can dream of being interested in when you're listening to podcasts, chances are there's something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'm a Gore and Moore fan and a somewhat supernatural guy.
Why, thank you. Crazy that I'm on both those shows. So
yeah,
weird.
why? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a scuba guy. Anyway, so just not in a not stalking scuba way.
It's cool, man. You're not my first or my last.
Oh, might be your last. Dun dun. What's going on with the backgroundy?
I don't know.
I thought that was Ghostface Mask for a second.
Yeah, that's what that was.
Yeah, I'm just dreaming, bro. I've watched the trailer 12 times now.
Man, what the heck?
Yeah,
I watched it once, Brad. That was enough for
once
me.
is not enough. It did give
your
me
favorite scary movie.
So good. Yeah, so good. There's so much
so
in the
good.
trailer.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. What?
He said, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And
I
you said so good.
Yeah, that's my
great
favorite
movie.
One. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not Scream itself.
Woo!
With my "What's your favorite scary movie" tattoo.
Nice.
Or the original John Carpenter. Anyway, so this episode of the paranormal kicks the table. Anyway, of our paranormal special, I don't even know what the correct form a sentence of that would be. But anyway, we are going to be conquering internet urban legends today. And we gave Scuba zero prep time.
Zero fucking prep time. Zero prep time. You could have prepped me and I could have been so fucking knowledgeable on this shit. And I came in blind. But you know what? It's okay because I like this shit. So let's get to it.
Hopefully Gabe has a lot more to say this episode than he did last.
You know, I hope so
special.
too, because Gabe spoke like 3 times the last time. 3 times.
He was real talkative before we started rolling, though, might I add. Nothing that he said can be put in a podcast.
No.
However,
no.
Why not?
Except for his love for Antonio, because he's already confessed that
several times.
Yeah, and Antonio's still shutting him down.
Damn.
I'll still kiss you.
Antonio paused whatever he was watching and looked up at us just in time for him to say that. And he just immediately pressed play on YouTube again. All right, so first one that we got, which is probably, I might argue, the most popular internet, Reddit, creepypasta, urban legend, whatever you want to call them, because they all fall into the same things in this sense. And that is Slenderman. I would argue probably the most popular of them all.
I mean, I think, because, you know, of course, I'm way older than you guys. I even know who Slenderman is, you know, so he's one of those legends that, you know, was created and it just fucking took off. Like Momo. Momo's another one that everybody knows who the fuck Momo is. And if you don't know who Momo is, fuck you.
I do want to talk about the fact that sculpture is just the thing of nightmares. Who
I used to
like I
send
can't
pictures.
I can't remember who created it, but that guy, like, doesn't it
It
have
was a
like tiny bird
Japanese.
legs?
Yeah, it's got like tiny bird legs. It's a. I want to say he was either Japanese or he was Asian. I know that the sculptor of it, and I used to send pictures to my daughter and my son, and they would both get fucking scared. I would just like send them
Boop.
gifs. Yeah,
Now you can just buy a mask of it at Spirit
yeah. I thought about that, and like knocking on my daughter's window.
window, like peeping through like this.
That'd be
Fucked up.
fucking great. She'd be mad. She'd be so mad.
But yeah, no, honestly, I feel like Slenderman's gonna be one of those timeless ones that are just.
Well, I mean,
I feel like when me and Gabe eventually have kids, those kids will know about him.
there's, I guess, because the story's so popular, and then with the real life stuff that happened with that, I think that right there is what made it, what even solidified Slenderman's, piece of history. There is the fact that it was this internet story that was created, and I mean the photoshops were fucking great.
Oh yeah,
When these things started first coming out, I was like, holy shit, I've never heard of this. Never heard of this Slender Man. But then you start, going into those fucking deep dives in Reddit, and you're fucking in this rabbit hole of fucking pictures and shit, and you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is this?
And it all originated from just one photo for a photo contest.
Yep.
For a Photoshop
Yep.
contest. That
Yep.
I'm not sure if the guy won. I cannot remember, but I think he did.
I don't
If I'm not
remember if he
mistaken.
won or not, but I mean, it even if he didn't win, he won. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fucking forever history there.
Created by something awful forum user Eric. I don't even know how you would say that. I'm gonna say the K is silent, and it's probably Nudzen, also known as Victor Surge in 2009. 2009. Wow, I thought he was like older than that. If I'm being honest. I mean,
Oh,
I
that's
guess
about
no.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's about right. Eric Knudsen.
Eric Knudsen. Yeah. Okay, it's definitely silent. I'm over here like Knudsen.
Knudsen.
Knudsen. You know that whoever his teachers were whenever he was in school, that's how they would butcher it, because teachers could never pronounce names right.
No, they couldn't even pronounce my first name right.
Gabrielle?
Yeah, which makes no sense.
Gabriella?
It's not even. They would be like Gabriello. Like it literally spells out Gabe, real, not that hard.
I was always Jesse Pooglin.
Which made still no sense. But
Say it like the dog, pug, the tiny little things with the smushed face and often go blind and get real sad, and yeah, those dogs. But yeah, so that's who he was created by. And as Scuba already touched on, and if you don't know already, well, one, where have you been?
do you live under a rock?
And two, you should probably look into it further, because we're just going to give brief summaries. But yes, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say 2014.
Yeah, I was gonna say
2014. There was what is now known as the Slenderman Stabbings, which was pretty popular headlines just about everywhere, even even all the way over here in PA. And this happened in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean so in that, when that happened, sorry for my stuttering, I'm fucking tired. But when those stabbings occurred, as a parent, and I know you guys are young, whatever, but as a parent, that shit's scary as shit, because my kids were all about these creepy pastas. And the fact that these two, 12-year-old girls, Anissa and Morgan, had it in their mind that this created character was real, and that they thought in their minds that it would be a good idea to take their friend Peyton into the fucking forest. They fucking stabbed her 19 times, man. 19 fucking times they stabbed her. and to basically get Slenderman to come out and
Take care of them, I think was their
yeah,
goal.
yeah,
Like, just take
he-
him under his wing to his house in the woods, as they
yeah,
described it.
and it's just
Which I never even heard until that point of Slenderman having a home, like a mansion in the woods.
yeah. I had
personally.
never heard that either.
I didn't either.
I just always knew that if you saw him, you were fucked, pretty
Yeah.
much. But
Did you ever watch the interrogation of the little girls,
No.
bro?
I saw it on one of the on the documentary that came out. I want to say it was on
Yeah.
HBO or something. It was crazy, man. And they had like no remorse at
Yeah.
all.
They did
Like,
not care.
None at all.
They were
I
so
felt-
straight faced the whole entire time. either.
Mhm.
They had like zero emotion.
See, whenever I was originally like learning about this, I didn't even think that the Peyton was her name, right? The one who got stabbed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't even think she lived. And then I originally found out that she survived that.
Yeah. she
And I
did.
was like, how the fuck does one survive getting stabbed
I-
19 times in the middle of the woods and make it to a road?
Yeah, I heard she like crawled like
Yeah.
out into
Yeah.
the middle of the road, basically.
She crawled out into the middle of the road, and somebody that was driving by fucking saw her and found her, and they were able to save her, which is fucking insane. You know what I mean? And now I don't know. I mean, fuck, that was what 2014,
Mm-hmm.
and she was 12, so I can't.
Yeah,
do
she's
the math.
17 now.
So I mean,
She's what?
12, 17 should be. Or
7 years
no.
full. She's fucking 20,
Is she?
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. She's 19 right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's 19 or 20, but to have to live with that emotional trauma and physical trauma as well, that's fucking insane. Like, that's a nightmare all in its own. Hopefully she got help mentally for any of issues, because I mean that's fucking insane, man. I can't imagine.
I got a fact check. She's an actor now?
What?
There ain't no way.
No way.
Oh no, it's only okay. Google just lists her as an actor because she was in the fucking documentary.
Okay. I was
That-
about to say.
Which is, by the way, might I add, the dumbest shit like that Google could possibly do. But
Dang, she was acting, bro.
She is fucking listed as an actor. Holy shit.
yeah, right.
How old is she?
It doesn't. I'm trying to find
Hold on, I got it right here.
2021, 19.
I see. I know math.
I
Kind
know
of.
math, kind of.
Oh, a guy was on his bike when he found her.
Oh really?
Was it?
Yeah, he was riding his bike.
I feel like, and this is a separate thing that we can go into, that there's something else, dare I even say, supernatural in play in the fact that somehow, some way, this girl can make it from the woods
So I was
after
gonna.
being, or if it's just sheer fucking will. Either way, there is something to be said about it.
I mean, fuck. It could be something supernatural. Like maybe Slenderman said, "Nah, fuck you. You don't get the best of me. I'm gonna fucking save this girl."
Have you ever heard of the what's his name? It's like a Ross, and then I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I don't want to butcher it, but he literally got shot in the head.
Oh, yo.
Yeah,
That's
no, he
awesome.
got shot in the head, the chest, and in the arm, and survived just by sheer will of like staying alive.
Yeah. But also, like, that's like, and I feel like I read that somewhere too, that there was a theory at some point that other people had suggested that something helped her out of those woods. Whether it was a physical being or if it was just something lending power or some way where it's like, hey, you are literally on the brink. You could cross over at this point, So in that instance where you're that close, and we did touch on this something like this in the first paranormal special we did, where you had even mentioned, Scuba, about people who had near-death experiences being so like close to the edge that they can interact with things like that.
Yeah.
That something might have came through and been like, "Hey, it's not your time yet. I'm gonna help you," or like, "This is what you need to do." Lends a little bit of strength or whatever. Or if it's just okay, instincts kick in and it's like fight or flight, because
And and she's never come out and said, anything like
Yeah.
that. But what if she did have an experience like that, but it said, but you can never tell anybody that I helped you, because if you do tell somebody that I helped you, then it'll be your time to go.
Yeah, contract expired.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't know.
I was thinking about this at work a lot today. I was like, what if? Because there is a lot of theories around that. And then there's also like obviously the logical explanation, which even still, and I'm not trying to like blight or anything, like what she was able to accomplish in that scenario. I'm not trying to like negate anything there by saying, oh, here's like some forces at play. But what if? And yeah, of course, people would be like, oh, well, the natural explanation is just, okay, well, fight or flight, whatever, instincts, adrenaline, and all that. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't really recall, but I do remember that, I can't remember which girl, but one of them, if I'm not mistaken, sat on her chest while the other did the stabbing.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear about that.
Like somebody, like one of them pinned her, is what I read.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, this lists where like different parts that she was stabbed: artery of the heart, diaphragm, liver, and stomach.
Fuck.
Jesus.
I mean, and just severing the artery in the heart should have fucking killed her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was during a game of hide and seek, is what they like played it as. I didn't remember that part. Yeah, pinned down Peyton and stabbed her 19 times in the arms, legs, torso, and with a 5-inch long blade. You can't get that thing on an airplane. No, you cannot. Major organs. One missed the major artery of her heart by less than 1 millimeter, and the other went through her diaphragm, cutting into her liver and stomach.
So did you see how Slenderman was like created? Like how all this shit like. So it says Slenderman first appeared on Something Awful's forums under a thread titled "Create Paranormal Images." So it was a contest to create paranormal images. So one user, Slidebite, said, just a couple of the good ones are going to eventually make it to paranormal websites and be used as genuine. And he was right. The first image of Slenderman out of a tall, out of focus figure next to a tree was accompanied by a bit of text that sounds like the dialogue from a badly translated horror game. This is what the text read. One of 2 recovered photographs from Sterling City Library Blaze, notable for being taken the day which 14 children vanished and for what is referred to as the Slenderman. Deformity cited as film defects by officials. Fire at library occurred 1 week later. Actual photograph confiscated was evidence 1986. And then it lists the photographer Mary Thomas missing since June 13th, 1986. So after that was posted, then other people just started adding to it, like just making shit up and adding to it. And they created a backstory that stretched out to the 16th century, to 16th century Germany, and even to 5000 BC. Creator Victor Surge added a few more photos while other visitors created their own. One image is modified woodcut. In the original, a skeleton takes a child from its parents, perhaps to its death. In the modified version, the skeleton has long arms and legs, and basically they made it look more like the Slender Man.
Interesting.
So, I mean, it's just people, it's
The internet is such a powerful fucking thing.
Yes,
You can
exactly.
make anything real that you can dream of if you try hard enough.
Exactly. And when you put it online, that's what makes it real.
Which is a whole nother thing that I want to hit on
Mhm.
too, which is the big question is, okay, so obviously we just talked about how he was created and that he is entirely a work of fiction. But not just from my beliefs, but in several cultures, there is beliefs that if you put enough power into a being or like belief or fear into a certain entity or legend, that it becomes real. And that's how you get your legends that are passed on from generations to generations to generations. So what if this internet creation that started out as just, a contest, unknowingly, people giving him the backstory and all of this, has created this being himself, or something has taken the form now?
Yep.
Because, like, do we think he's out there?
I
Personally, I have never seen him. I am never gonna claim to, and I
Yeah.
hope I never do.
I've never
You
seen
look in the
him.
mirror every day.
What? Yeah. Except for
I
I
mean,
have a face. It's just hideous.
I've never seen him. I do think that now he may exist to some extent.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that if you believe in something strong enough, if a mass amount of people believe in something strongly enough, it does give life to that entity, or it gives power to an entity to take
That already
that
exists
shape.
to take that form. Yep.
Yep. And it's kind of like the whole Nightmare on Elm Street thing.
Yep.
The kids stopped dreaming about Freddy because they were given this medication to completely, not dream. So that took Freddy's power away. But as soon as they start dreaming again, and as soon as, he starts reminding people about who he
Who he
is,
is.
he feeds off that
Gets his
fear,
power again.
and fear is a very, very strong energy. So the more people fear this thing, the more power it could get.
I did
And
some. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut
no,
you
no,
off.
no, you're good. And I was just saying that, and that's just the truth of it.
But I did some talking / reading. I did some talking to a coworker of mine about, like, it's fun, and I like to talk about people's different beliefs and everything, because I don't even know what my beliefs are currently at the moment. I just know that I believe in the afterlife, that there's something out there that I've seen negative. So if I am to believe that there is something negative, I am also to believe that there is something positive, because I believe there has to be balance. I'm not saying that is the truth. That is just my beliefs. But I also like hearing what other people think. And one of the things that she brought up was that, what if there is like all the energy on Earth is, that's all the energy you can have. There is no more to gain. You can't get any more. It is just there. So all you can do is manipulate that energy. And we were talking about this and how people can manipulate energies for good, for protection, for bad, to create things, to like not necessarily to summon, but if you are to believe in something strongly enough, like we said, that you could give it enough power to a point that an energy will take that form. And it's an interesting point to be made, especially about this case in Slenderman, because they're and if this, like, if there ever does come to a point where we're like talking about Slenderman somewhere in the future, the way we talk about W Boys now. And by the way, if you don't know what W Boys are, go back and listen to episode 1 of our paranormal specials, because I'm gonna try my best not to refer to them by name again. But yeah, like, if there's a point where we genuinely believe in this somewhere in the future, and I hope it's not the case, but what if that whole stabbing and all of this and international, like national headlines, put enough fear and everything in there to create something?
And that could, very well be the case.
And it's like, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting, like, because I like that whole idea that like energy can only really be manipulated and everything. And I was like, well, and I told her, I was like, okay, Einstein, calm down.
But I mean, it's true. Energy never dissipates.
Yeah.
It's always there. So who knows, man? If you think about it, there's people dying every day and there's people born every day. So it's just a cycle, man. When one form of energy no longer exists, it still exists. It's just a different form now. So who knows, man? Who knows? We'll find out one day.
Yeah.
One day we'll find out.
One day we might get the answers. Where was it? I was gonna do a description of Slenderman, but honestly, at this point, if you haven't heard of Slenderman, I think you might have just been living under a rock. I like the delayed reaction to the run, where he's like, "Oh, got a blast."
He's an idiot.
Oh. Well, I guess the apple didn't fall too far.
It did not fall far from the tree at all. That is a term of endearment.
Oh God. Well, that's interesting. Wow. She didn't. So this happened. Wow. She didn't go back to school until 2014. Or wait,
damn.
no. Wait, no.
What?
If hold on, because the way this is worded. Okay, wait. When did this happen? September 24th. Okay, May. So that would have been towards the end of the school year anyway.
Yeah, why
Right,
would
so
she
it's
even
really
go back
just-
to school?
Well, I mean, obviously you gotta graduate at some point. But no, the way it was worded made it seem like 2014 would have been a whole different year, which would have. But no, that's the year that it happened. So September 2014 is when she returned to school after the stabbings.
So it was the following school year.
Yeah. And that, holy I cannot even imagine that return that first day of school. Because the first day of school is already rough on people, but like after all of that, your face has been everywhere. That is just that just is a whole anxiety attack waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. There's a lot of strength in that girl to be able to do that, because that's quite something. There was something else in here that I want, like. Six days in the hospital.
Wow, only 6 days. I feel like 19 stab wounds.
Yeah, right.
Be in the hospital a little bit fucking longer.
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted. So the courts initially rolled. So I guess their lawyers went for the insanity plea for the two, and the courts ruled not guilty by reason of insanity. So still guilty, but they completely were like, yeah, that's not which I mean.
Oh no, those girls are fucking insane, man.
That screams insanity. But also, I guess they charged them with just attempted murder, homicide, whatever, as opposed to trying to give them the insanity plea. However, they were, or at least the one was, instituted into a mental health institution or put in one. And I just read today, and I guess this happened back in July, but I think they moved her and she is no longer in a mental institution. I think she's serving her time elsewhere, which I thought was interesting.
Why are you just standing there? Oh, am I in frame? Yes, you are in frame.
Oh, am I in frame?
That doesn't look creepy at all.
Where is he? Oh yeah, I see him. Okay. Just the casual look back before he slithers into the room. Ordered release from mental hospital in July of 2021.
Maybe
Released
she's rehabilitated now.
released from a psychiatric hospital where she'd been held for more than 3 years for her role in the stabbing of a friend. Uh, Judge agreed with recommendations from 3 doctors who evaluated her and said that she did not pose a threat to herself or others. But the judge ordered her back to the back to the institution while Wisconsin officials create her release plan. Next court date scheduled for September 10th, which already passed.
Just passed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hope that she does not get out of that shit, because that's fucking ridiculous. September 11th, 2021. Here's another article. Will be released from psychiatric hospital on Monday. This was from September. Yep. What is that? September 11th is when it was actually posted. Release next July, I guess.
Hide your kids.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
I mean, you got to think too. She's never gonna have a normal life.
No, honestly, and one of the things that they just, like, the quote that I just read that was brought up in the trial was, if I am to become a productive member of society, I need to be a part of society. Yeah, no, you don't, actually. I'm sorry. What you did was absolutely fucked up. Yeah, that's quite insane. I guess they're still working on it, but either way, the fact that, like, there was even consideration, because I remember seeing that article while I was pretending to take a shit at work, because that's what I do. I go into the stall and scroll through shit for the podcast, and I remember seeing that article and was like, I need to read that on break, and guess what? I didn't read on break. But yeah, no, that's quite something. The fact that there was even thought that I guess so. Now it's been, she said she pled guilty in 2017 after all the trials happened in 2014. So what is that? 14, 21. That's a lot of time. that's
7
some
years.
number. That's some number. 7 years. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a long enough sentence for that.
Well, and I don't know what role, and we don't even. I mean, which girl? You know what I mean? Is she the one that held her down, or is she the one that stabbed her?
That's the one that did the stabbings, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Anissa. It's Anissa. That's who they were talking about for the release. She was the one with the lesser sentence, 25 years. So I'm guessing, hold on, that she might be the
one that held her down.
Yep. Okay. Released under supervision until 37, I guess is the official rolling. For the other, so yeah, that is Anissa who they were talking about. So that was trying to get released.
I just gotta say, one
Geyser,
thing.
the other girl, is
Fuck 'em
serving
both.
40 years to life in a mental
I agree.
health institution. That's that okay.
Fuck 'em.
Well, that answers that one. Yeah, that's what they did is disturbing, and you just give more power to things. And I don't know if that was truthfully their intention, was just give this thing power, and hopefully he'll take us in whenever we do. Because I know their whole thing was, oh, he'll take care of us for whatever reason. I don't know why you want to be like, look at the thing on the background if you're watching the YouTube version. Do you want that thing to be your dad? Gabe's like, I mean, at least I'd have a dad then.
Better than my original.
Oh. But yeah, so I don't know. Unintentionally, could they have given it a being, not necessarily Slenderman, but a certain being out there more power and to take that form now? Who knows? The world may never know, or we might look back on this episode 25 years from now and be like, fuck.
Fucking Slenderman's just walking around outside, fucking murking everybody. We called it.
Yeah. Like, we told you guys. You should have started prepping then. You think incendiary rounds work on him?
Probably not.
Not.
I don't think anything in the lore even says anything about killing him.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think you're right. I'm pretty sure he's just the being that can't be stopped.
Maybe he just wants to hug Jesse.
Yeah, maybe he does. I don't want to hug him. I'm sorry.
Why?
I mean, look at him.
I gave you a hug. You're pretty tall.
Yeah, you're right.
Kind of scary sometimes.
Anyway, so yeah, no, Slenderman, I want to say, is probably like the biggest one here, like that we're gonna hit on. But also wanted to hit on the rake. And Gabe, you made the joke before we started recording. What is the rake? Do you actually not know about the rake?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
So you've never heard of the rake?
Not that I can think of.
Well, I mean, did you ever? I mean, did you ever like read the creepypastas or watch any of like the creepypasta videos?
Yeah, then you've definitely at least heard of him.
I probably heard of him, but I just can't think of anything right now. Like, it doesn't bring anything to light.
I'm about to fuck your shit up right here. Let's see.
All right, so I'm off camera, like my bottom half, so I'm just gonna pee into this bottle right now. What? Totally kidding. Continue, Scuba. Half kidding. Yep, there he is, bottom corner. Gabe's like, wait.
I've definitely seen it before.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the rake.
Kind of looks like the thing that I saw run across the road that I talked about last episode. Because he is
cute.
Cute.
Will you take me to prom, Mr. Rake?
Definitely would.
I mean, Savannah wouldn't. Shout out Savannah.
So this is the origin, not the real origin, because I don't know how this creepypasta started, but this is the supposed origin, one of the origin stories of the rake. So it says, during the summer of 2003, events in the northeastern United States involving a strange human-like creature sparked brief local media interest before an apparent blackout was enacted. Little or no information was left intact, as most online and written accounts of the creature were mysteriously destroyed. Primarily focused in rural New York State and once found in Idaho, self-proclaimed witnesses told stories of their encounters with a creature of unknown origin. Emotions range from extremely traumatic levels of fright and discomfort to an almost childlike sense of playfulness and curiosity. While their
You get
published versions,
childlike fucking vibes from that thing.
I don't know, man. While their published versions are no longer on record, the memories remained powerful. Several of the involved parties began looking for answers that year. In the early 2006, the collaboration had accumulated nearly 24 documents dating between the 12th century and present day, spanning 4 continents. In almost all cases, the stories were identical. And then it says whoever wrote this article has been in contact with a member of this group and was able to get some excerpts from their upcoming book. I don't know how true this fucking whole
Bless you.
Thanks.
article is here or not. And it says, oh shit. So this is from a suicide note, supposedly from a suicide note in 1964. Okay. It says, as I
Oh my
prepare to take
God.
my life, I feel it necessary to I don't even know what the fuck that word is. Any guilt or pain I have introduced through this act. It is not the fault of anyone other than him. For once I awoke and felt his presence, and once I awoke and saw his form, once again I awoke and heard his voice and looked into his eyes. I cannot sleep without fear of what I might next awake to experience. I cannot ever wake. Goodbye. Found in the same wooden box were 2 empty envelopes addressed to William and Rose and 1 loose personal letter with no envelope. It read, Dear Lenny, I have prayed for you. He spoke your name.
What's it?
That's supposedly from a fucking suicide note in 1964. So then a journal entry translated from Spanish in 1880 says, I have 1880. Yes, 1880. What the fuck? My fucking phone just went off by itself. That's not creepy at all. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I have experienced the greatest terror. I see his eyes when I close mine. They are hollow black. They saw me and pierced me. His wet hand. I will not sleep.
I'm sorry.
That's what it says. His wet hand. I will not sleep. His voice, and then it's unintelligible text. So then a mariner's log from 1691 says, he came to me in my sleep. From the foot of my bed, I felt a sensation. He took everything. We must return to England. We shall not return here again at the request of the rake.
Huh.
So
no.
is it supposedly just one being?
Yep.
So it's just
Yeah.
one thing.
It's
Yep.
just one thing.
And when you look at images and everything and read up on some of the stuff that like I was reading, which it honestly makes it's doing the same thing that Slenderman did, where it's like trying to make the illusion that it is real and these are based in reality. However, its inspiration is definitely based in Native American folklore that we have already talked about last episode, which is when you look at him, you can clearly see the resemblance and inspiration that stemmed from W Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And as per description of W Boys,
So
there's a lot of similarities in his appearance to that.
yeah.
And also, might I add, I was at Walmart looking at Halloween costumes the other day, and there was a costume of the rake, and literally just looked like if somebody were to make a W Boy a Halloween costume.
Well, damn.
Because, like, you know, we read the description last paranormal special of the W Boys and everything, and it's like the grayish skin, like pulled to the bone, and, like looks like he's starving, like eyes that are just pits and everything.
Ooh. Okay. Where does the rake come from? This is how the rake began. So the rake began as a collaborative project online, as many creepypasta characters do. When one user posted on 4chan's board inviting others to contribute details for physical attributes and habits to help make a new monster. So then they photoshopped the images and they were created and were tracked in a 2013 blog post. So the rake's been around since 2013. And this was
He's
one
a
of
lot
the
younger than Slenderman.
this is one of the first things they put. They said, here's what we got so far. Humanoid, about 6 feet tall when standing, but usually crouches and walks on all fours. He has very pale skin. The face is blank, as in no nose, no mouth. However, it has 3 solid green eyes. One in the middle of its
3?
forehead. Yeah. One in the middle of its forehead and the other 2 on the either side of its head towards the back. Usually seen in front yards and suburban areas, usually just watches the observer, but will stand up and attack if approached. When it attacks, a mouth opens up as if unhinged, as if an hinged skull that opens at the chin, reveals many tiny but dull teeth.
Interesting.
So here's another entity being created that didn't exist before 2013.
Yep.
And I mean, I've never heard of anybody saying that they've seen this thing.
Yeah, me neither.
This doesn't have as much, he doesn't have as much clout behind him like Slenderman.
Yeah.
And I honestly think the only reason Slenderman has more clout is because of the attempted
The
murder.
unfortunate events that occurred in 2014.
Yeah, so I say for the Slenderman, I give him a thumbs up. He may or may not exist. The Rake, maybe
Not quite there.
he's not quite there yet, and I think because he is molded after
W Boys.
yes, I was gonna say it, but I decided not to.
Yeah, the fact that you stopped yourself tells me everything I need to know.
I think that's why he does have the popularity he does have, because he does resemble one of W Boy very, very closely. And that's what I've always envisioned. Even when I first heard about the Rake and first saw this creepypasta, I was like, well, this is a fucking mineral, fucking
Thing, yeah.
yeah, that's that thing.
Yeah, it's just that thing. Might I add, the same coworker that I was talking to about the whole like energy thing, I was talking to about W Boys and SW Boys, and she was like, "Yeah, will it bother you if I say?" And I was like, "Oh no, you could take that bad juju." And
Yeah,
she was like,
you
"Are you
take
talking about
all that
blood?"
bad juju.
And she was like, "You talking about blah blah blahs?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, and also skinwalkers." And she said, "Okay, you can go home now." And I was like, "Oh, so that one bothers you if I say it?" Like, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, I see how it is. Just even the playing field." But okay. Oh,
So
boy.
if this thing is a watcher, which there are entities out there that are watchers, like the Hat Man. The Hat Man's a
Batman.
watcher.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
The Hat Man is a watcher, and who knows if this thing does exist outside of the internet, then hopefully he's just a fucking watcher. But don't ever fucking come and watch me, bro.
Yeah,
Please just
thanks.
leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got? What else we got for this? I'm trying to pep up. I'm trying to pep
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
I'm
Put some
sorry,
pep in
I'm
that
not
step.
my normal bubbly
We got
self.
one that we hit you with before we started recording, and you almost spilled the whole story to us.
Oh yes.
And we wanted to save it for this, but we also, because this is also a Reddit 4chan shit like that thing. Yeah. Which is glitches in reality. And two things that I put under this bullet point, so I remembered what I meant by that were doppelgangers and planes hovering, but there are several more instances and examples of glitches in reality. Basically, the whole thing just revolves around the fact that reality is, I guess, a simulation.
Yes.
And you actually said that you.
Okay.
Makes me feel a little weird.
So I used to have vape shops, okay? And I was the general manager of these vape shops, and none of them were actually in my the city where I lived. Okay, I put this picture up for reference. No. You laugh.
Okay.
You laugh now, but I put this up for
Because
reference.
it's very random.
So all of my shops were about 30 minutes from where I lived. I had one in Kingsville, which is about 30 minutes away. I had one in Portland, which is about 15 minutes away. But then there was one in Rockport, which is about 30 minutes away. So I'm driving to the shop in Rockport, and it's broad daylight. I'm wide the fuck awake. I've already had my breakfast. I have my fucking Monster. I'm good to go. I'm driving to Rockport to go open my shop for my employee. And there's an 18-wheeler a ways in front of me. And it does this like forward and then backwards thing. Like it kind of like glitched. Like, like it skipped.
What do you mean? Like it lagged or rubber banded?
Like it,
Yeah.
yes. And I'm
Like
like,
it was rubber banding.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, no, that didn't just fucking happen. And then I see from the tree line, because this is a highway, so there's 2 lanes going this way, then there's a huge like center section of grass and shit, and then it's the lanes going the other way. So from the trees, I see what looks to be about a fucking like had to have been at least 14 feet tall. One of these things.
What?
Yes, one of those walking across
in
the
the
fucking
back.
highway. And mind you, this is fucking broad daylight. Like, I'm like, what the fuck am I
Also-
seeing?
The fact that you just had that on, also all these photos that you've just had on standby to pop up in our backgrounds, and for those.
No, he's been Googling them and then
I've
putting
been
them in the
Googling.
back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
But-
I've been Googling them.
What do you even call this thing for our Spotify listeners?
This is an artist wooden drawing mannequin. So
Okay.
it's artists use it to when they're drawing like the human
Map
form.
out like human forms.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm driving in my Mustang that I had at the time, and this fucking giant wooden and this is the best way I can fucking describe it, because this is what it fucking looked like. It had no shape, no face, no nothing. It was a giant one of these walking across the fucking highway, and I was the only fucking person that saw it. Now, mind you, I don't do drugs. I fucking, there's no fucking like mental illness in my family. So there's no reason I should be seeing fucking weird ass shit like this. And it walks across, and I'm like, holy shit, that 18-wheeler is going to hit it. And as soon as it got to the point to where the 18-wheeler would have slammed on his brakes to hit it, it was gone. So
Did he hit the brakes though, or did he just?
No, he never
didn't
did.
See it. He just kept
going. So I'm like, okay, this fucking truck literally just glitched out in front of me, and then I see this fucking thing just walk across. Like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't fucking say nothing. I just kept fucking driving. But that is hands down one of the craziest fucking things that I attributed to being a fucking glitch in the Matrix, because there's no fucking way that should have existed the way it did. And what I saw, I mean, and I may sound like a crazy person. That's fine. I don't give a shit. I know what the fuck I saw.
I know what I saw, motherfucker.
I know what I fucking saw.
I'm imagining you in a straight jacket, just like, I know what I saw.
I know what I saw. I know what I saw. No, but I did, man. And so, yeah, that's why, before we went live, I was gonna tell you that's what I fucking saw, but yeah,
That's
and it's
insane.
just something I cannot explain. I cannot fucking explain that. There is no fucking and I've never seen it again. I've never ever again since that one fucking day. And it's just, and every time I go to Rockport, because I mean that's where my grandma was from. She was from Rockport, and I still have family out there. And every time I drive out there, I'm like, am I gonna see it? Am I gonna see it again? Like, I want to see it again, just so I can prove I'm not fucking crazy. But yeah.
Got his phone.
So if anybody else has seen anything like this, fucking let me know.
Oh my god, yes.
Like
that would
share
be
that
insane.
experience. Yes. Fucking find me on Facebook, fucking Twitter, Instagram. I don't give a shit.
Probably not
Find
Facebook
me.
because you're always banned.
Whatever. I've only been banned twice. Shut up. It's not my fault. Facebook can't take a joke.
Ain't that the truth?
Snowflakes. Sorry.
I'm talking about Twitch. Twitch is a bunch of snowflakes too.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that one. But yeah, no, personally, that I can remember, I don't think I've experienced anything like glitches in reality. A lot of things.
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
I've never seen my doppelganger, but people have seen my doppelganger. So when I was 19, I left Corpus to go to College Station. And my son's mother was pregnant at the time. What are you doing? You're freaking me out, man.
Antonio just woke up from a nap and is trying to throw us the cord
charger.
to charge the Mac, but he's just taking a nap and the Mac is still good.
It's it's like halfway.
So I left to College Station and my son's mother stayed here. And she calls me at my aunt's house where I'm staying, and she's like, "Why didn't you come see me when you came down?" I'm like, "What are you fucking talking about?" She's like, "Why didn't you come see me when you came down? I saw you at the gas station putting gas." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm hundreds of miles away. Like, I did not go back to Corpus." She's like, "Yes, you did. I fucking saw you. And then I looked back and you weren't there." And I was like, no, you did not fucking see me. I would have went to go fucking see you. Like, you're pregnant with my kid. So then one of my fucking childhood best friend went to the movies. He said I was sitting 2 rows in front of him. He told me what's up. He talked to me. I was acting weird. And I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro? Like, I'm in College Station." And this was all within a week that she saw me and he saw me. And I was not in fucking town at all. I've never seen my doppelganger. I hear that you're not supposed to like see your doppelganger
or interact with them. Yeah, I've read that before too.
So I don't ever want to see my doppelganger. If my doppelganger is out there, you can stay the fuck wherever you are, go back to your dimension and go live that life.
Yeah. I personally have never seen mine either. And I don't even have stories like that I can think of off the top of my head about people claiming that they've seen me places. There's a few joke ones that people have played on me before where they're like, "Hey, I saw you at the mall," and then they describe it and it's nothing like me, and I'm like, "You're an asshole." It's like, "Hey, I saw you at the mall. There was a really tall gay guy walking through the mall in booty shorts and a crop top.
I mean,
I thought it was you."
That wasn't you?
I'm gonna be like, "Nope, it was my off day, man. I wasn't at the mall that day." You're like, "But clearly I'm setting trends."
What? Get it, girl. But yeah, so yeah, it's crazy the things out there that have occurred. And I've never really talked about, some of those things just because it's like there's no fucking way that happened. Like the whole fucking artist doll thing. Like that's like I said, I've never experienced anybody else. Is he snoring or what?
Yeah. He's out.
I wouldn't have even shared that type of stuff because I feel like people would just think I'm crazy and they're like, get a straight jacket. Like,
yeah, props to you, Scuba.
Well, see, back in those, back in the early 2000s or whatever, I was in my band and shit, so I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I didn't care what people thought about me. Like but I had an image that I had to uphold. So I wasn't trying to let people think I was crazy. I was trying to sell albums. You know what I mean? So I just fucking kept it to myself. And I was trying to keep people in my fucking vape stores. And so it's just now that I'm fucking all goddamn Lord of the Paranormal now, fucking I don't give a shit. The host with the motherfucking ghosts. But that I just like talking about my experiences now because, like with the Hatman situation, when that first occurred, I thought I was the only person that ever fucking saw this thing. And then
And then you got validated.
and so sharing this, I hope I get validated and somebody else has seen these giant fucking things walking around.
I honestly have never heard of them, but watch it become the next internet thread after this, and you're just like, I told you so.
I fucking told you.
You're just gonna go on Wikipedia and make it its own page.
No,
type
fuck
it in
that. Fuck that. No, I'm not giving it energy. I know what the fuck I saw. You know what I mean? So if
Yeah,
somebody
no,
else has seen
I
it,
don't want to fuck with a 40-foot tall or 14-foot tall.
dude, and it just walked, dude, and it took these long ass fucking strides, and it was like it was walking in slow motion, but it was just taking these big fucking steps across the fucking highway, and then it was just gone. Like I thought that 18-wheeler was gonna fucking hit it, and they didn't even see it.
Jesus. Also, sort of on this glitch in reality stick, we got the back rooms.
Oh,
Also originated on 4chan.
tell us a little bit about that.
All right. Here we are. Wiki fandom. What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong? What's
Oh,
the
wow.
worst that
There's
could
a whole-
happen?
Yep, there it is. There he's got it. He's got it up now.
I feel like I've heard of Backrooms, but
There's also a game that you've probably seen. Like I think Markiplier played the Backrooms game before.
I think I've probably seen it then.
I'm trying to find an article that isn't.
I
just the
probably
game.
heard about it, but I didn't know what it was called. I mean, I think Steve has lore already looked up.
Oh, here it is. Okay. How to make sense of the internet's favorite non-reality. Well, I already like the title of this article. Okay, so Tony was snoring again. Anyway, so this article starts out, we're going to set the tone. There's a place outside of reality. My voice is not for setting tones.
There's
Which-
a place outside of
There you go.
reality.
Yeah.
There you go.
Where if you're not careful, you can sort of slip into, or no clip, as they like to call it. 'cause
Yes,
it's
no
also another
clipping.
glitch.
Yep.
This place is called the back rooms, and it is full of yellow hallways and yellow rooms, damp,
Not-
musty carpets.
Not to be confused with the back door.
Yeah, very different area and far easier to access from my experience. They go so back rooms, musty carpet.
My favorite.
What's the what's the lighting? What do they call those? Crap, help me out here. What is the tube lightings?
Oh, the
Don't make that
fucking-
motion,
These
bro.
lights right here. The fucking lights right here. God damn it! I have fucking
Fluorescent.
Fluorescent
Yeah.
lights.
Yeah,
There you go.
so of dim buzzing fluorescent lights that flicker, and it seems to go on for forever, as far as anyone knows. Once you land there, you're unlikely to ever leave, or that's how the story goes. Not real, of course. I love this article, although they're often positioned as though they are. The back rooms began as a meme, and then became something much bigger. Had several. There's a game for it now, and a whole.
And it is free on Steam.
Oh, look at that.
And this one's only been around since 2018. And it just started
Anyway,
as like a
from what I
curse.
remember, because this article is just basically storytelling, which I do like, but I'm not gonna read this whole storytelling of article. Exactly what are the back rooms? a space that exists outside of reality, and as a result, they do not behave in the way that we usually expect spaces to behave. They go on forever, they loop, they twist, they turn, they double back. They relocate, and they do all sorts of other things that our minds cannot do or comprehend. 600 million square miles is what they're said to cover.
Well, but it just said it goes on forever.
Yeah, that's just a rough estimate. I mean, 600 miles would feel like forever.
Yeah, true.
Also, there are several levels to the back rooms, from what I understand. Was that a dog?
Doggo.
Yeah. That sounded like a doggo shaking his collar.
Yeah, he was shaking. Sorry about that.
No, don't worry about it. I do gotta see the dog at some point. But the first one, which we just described, is apparently the one that you'd land in if you were to accidentally clip through a wall in this reality and fall into an endless pit and disappear
That'd be
forever.
interesting.
Basically, as that's how the story goes. Is that like you can access this place by spotting, if I'm not mistaken, like if you look at a wall and something doesn't look right, almost like in a game where it's like you can no clip or whatever, and
Wait,
you
you
can
just lean on it and fall straight in.
basically. And another thing, if I'm not mistaken, is that can also be accessed like purgatory wise, like if you die. Was another thing that I read that you can end up in the back rooms. Which
Well-
no, thank you, because that just sounds like hell to me.
So apparently, if you find your way into the back rooms, you have to be aware that sometimes there's other things in there with you.
Yeah,
There might be other people who are,
Stuck.
human like you that are wandering, but there's also that other things that have not recently found their way that are there that have always been there, and they're not human. They may look human, but they're not. So there's really no way to tell if it's another person or if it's a fucking being that belongs in the back room. So if you ever find yourself in the back room, it's best to like avoid anybody. Even if you hear something, you're supposed to go the opposite direction. So basically just try not to ever go inside a fucking back room.
yeah,
I mean, and there's tons of pictures too. Like if you look, because it says, sometimes they look like industrial building or industrial rooms. Sometimes they're made of concrete and filled with pipes and condensation. Sometimes they look like something entirely different, like a hotel, a study, an arcade, or a parking lot. It all depends on who you talk to and what system
No, I've
of
seen that before.
what system of organization you find the most appealing. Why is my dog fucking growling?
oh, what the? Yeah, I heard that growl initially, and it kind of spooked me. That is a fierce growl.
Do you know it's
Hold on.
No, there's nothing in his background.
What are you barking at? What is it? What's wrong?
What? It's like 1 a.m. for you, right?
It is 1:37.
Who'd be at your door or something at 1 a.m.?
Who knows? The kids are off for intercession, which is they get a whole week off of school. So it may be kids running around the hallways outside right now. Who knows?
That could be a possibility.
Hopefully,
I'm not going to go look.
I wouldn't want to either.
well,
He's just fucking standing there staring in the hallway. What is it?
Yeah.
Go get
I
a.
don't know. I don't know if I would like that.
But my other dog is just in the kennel chilling. I don't know.
Were you saying something? I don't even.
Yeah,
remember
he
what we
was.
got.
He was reading an
Oh
article.
yeah, I was just talking about the fucking back rooms or whatever. But yeah, there's just a bunch of different things that say, and I've seen a whole bunch of pictures that are like, oh, this is definitely backroom vibes, and it's like the fucking old ass like closed down mall or something.
Yeah. I want to know where the original picture came from, and I didn't find that out. Like the main, like the most popular, like the yellow things. I want to know where that came from. I can't remember. We might just take a minor timeout because I have to empty my bladder.